I wanted to talk about some traits that we have that we may not be proud of and how to kind of handle that. So probably about 15 years or so now. It's been quite a while. I read Dark Side of the Light Chasers by Debbie Ford. If you have not checked out that book, I highly recommend that you do it. But basically, one of the assignments in the book is to ask people that you love and trust to give you feedback on kind of your positive and negative traits. And when I did that, a lot of the feedback that I got is that I was bossy. And that just like tore my soul because I didn't want to be bossy. But I am. I'm also at Aries, and I think it has a little bit to do with that as well. So I am a bossy broad. But when I got that feedback, I got a few other things, but that was the main one. I was like, okay, this is a trait that I have that I don't like, that I want to change. And I tried. So people would say, we'd have an event. Okay, Dina, what do you want us to bring? And I'm like, whatever you want to bring. And they're just looking at me like, shut up. What do you want me to bring? Or, trying to get together an event, I would like just hold back a little bit because I didn't want to come across too bossy, and I was really going to try really hard to change this about me. Long story short, my friends were like, Dina, that's who you are. Just embrace it. Tell us what you want us to do, how we're supposed to do it. And I came to realize that, you know what? It doesn't have to be a bad thing. That I do a fairly good job at bringing people together and helping get things done because I am bossy. So I learned to slowly embrace that, learn to slowly say that I'm a leader instead of a bossy broad. But I have to tell you, it's taken many, many years, but now I love it. We're getting ready to go camping this weekend. There's a text going back and forth between me and about 3 other girlfriends talking about, what we're bringing, who's bringing what. Just so you know, I didn't do the list this time. It was another girlfriend who's good at also being bossy or being a leader. But anyways, so they're like saying jokes for days about, just saying different things to mess with me, just calling me out on my shit and joking and just saying they're going to bring, like I have one girlfriend who's supposed to be in charge of breakfast, and she's like, I'm just, sorry, I got to move this thing because I keep giggling and it keeps shaking. Anyways, I'm in charge, she's in charge of breakfast, and she's like, I'm just going to get a bunch of frozen breakfast burritos and put them on sticks, and we can warm them up over the fire. This is hilarious to me because the old me would have really freaked out because I had to control what the breakfast should look and taste like. But now I can just laugh about it because I know she's talking shit, and she just keeps saying, you don't scare me. But before, I would have taken this really personally. I would have gotten really upset about this. But now I can laugh about it and joke with them back and forth because I have finally embraced that I'm a bossy broad. So I want you guys to think about, so whether, you want to go deep and just ask some of your friends, what are some of your positive and negative qualities, and go from there, or if you know one of your qualities that you don't like, but it's you and you can't really change it, what can you do to embrace it instead? How can you find the humor in it? How can you make it easier? So think of some things that you can do to embrace it, or even just renaming it, like, renaming it as leader. But for me, I am bossy, and I do get crap done. So I'm just going to embrace being that and doing that. So just something for you guys to think about. What's one of your traits that you need to just finally come to terms with and embrace about yourself? The magical story that I have to share is, yesterday I was listening to the radio and listening to some older songs, and I just started thinking about some of the older women's groups. I shouldn't say older, but from like back in the 90s that I loved. I think En Vogue was playing, and that's what made me think. And I just remember thinking, oh my gosh, I remember Jeanne. I wish that they would play a Jeanne song because I haven't heard one in a long time. Well, this morning I got in my car, first song, and I'm telling you, it started as soon as I started my car. First song that came on was Jeanne, Sending My Love. So you ought to be very grateful you were not in the car with me this morning because I sang it at the top of my lungs. I was really feeling it. It was really kind of scary, but it felt good. So that's my magic story. If you're not looking for the magic, you're not going to find it. If you know, somebody is just kind of hearing me for the first time, they're going, okay, it's just a coincidence. Well, if you look at it that way, then you're just going to have a few coincidences in your life you're never going to pay attention to. But because the universe, because my spirit guides know, I'm always paying attention to the magic, to my signs, that they're with me. They send me a lot of little signs, and that's what I got, was a nice little sign this morning. And I got to listen to Janae. So there you have it. Stay blessed and have a beautiful day, peeps.